Hey, what it do, what it do, what it do. This is your boy KQKC Boxing Network. Oh yeah, we be working. And we are working right now. And we are talking about none other than Earl, the true Spence Jr. He talks about Bruce Ennis. He believes that right now, he doesn't need Bruce Ennis. It doesn't really make any sense right now or in the future to fight Bruce Ennis. Now, of course, Earl Spence said his plans right now is moving up to 154 to challenge for the world titles at that division. We all know who's at that division. Those are the division of the top leaders like Jamel. You got great fighters at that division. Don't forget that Jamel, Charlo, and Earl Spence are in the same camp. They're in the same stable. They have the same coach. Now, of course, that is a long way off. Right now, Earl Spence Jr. will be facing your Dennis Ugas. That will take place next week. That will be for the WBO. That the WBO welterweight championship strap. Now, of course, Earl Spence is pretty much looking forward to getting another strap, so he had one undisputed fight left. Earl Spence said he has only 2 fights left at the welterweight division. Now, at the welterweight division, the 2 fights, I believe, is your Dennis Ugas and none other than Terrence Bud Crawford, who is the WBO 147-pound champion. Your Dennis Ugas is the WBA welterweight champion. Now, as far as a potential future against, let's say, Canelo Alvarez, okay? Spence doesn't see that happening. For the simple fact, Spence believes that there's like 7, 8, 9 fighters right now chasing the Mexican star. Now, who knows when Canelo will ever be done fighting them guys, if he ever get through to all those fighters, which I doubt, because we all know, and we all know how Canelo moves. He moves very strategically. He doesn't fight certain fighters, and he shy away from certain fighters with certain styles. Now, the IBF WBC 147-pound champion Earl the True Spence Jr., who's 27-0 with 21 KOs, said he doesn't see any real need to stay at 147 to defend his undisputed championships against Jerron Bruce Ennis after he collects his final 2 belts at welterweight this year. And that's if he collects the belts. Let's not forget, your Dennis Ugas is a terrific fighter. Your Dennis Ugas keeps a tight defense, and he has a couple of wrinkles in his game that he's going to surprise Earl Spence with. That is per Sean Porter. And we will go over that tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And yes, Earl Spence Jr. will fight your Dennis Ugas, who's 27-4 with 12 KOs. Now, as far as Bruce Ennis is concerned, Earl Spence says this regarding the Philadelphia sensation. He believes he's definitely talented. There's no doubt about that. But right now, he said, I'm not looking at him. That's what Earl Spence is saying. He said, when asked about his thoughts on Bruce Ennis potentially becoming his IBF mandatory if he beats Castillo Clayton in their title eliminator, he responded by saying this, and I quote and unquote to you: I don't have anything really to gain by fighting the great Philadelphia sensation. You guys has a belt, and Terrence Crawford has a belt. That's it. Those are the big, huge fights for me. Now, he is speaking of Ennis when he says is an amazing talent. Hopefully, he's going to be on top soon. And I have no doubt, I believe you have no doubt, that none other than Jerron Boots Ennis will be a champion. I have said that on many occasions. Yes, he does have great footwork. He does switch from orthodox to southpaw. He does have great hand speed. He does have a great ring IQ. Now, of course, it's just like me when I was coming up, Spence would say. He's super talented and super skilled, as I just mentioned. Now, of course, Spence said I wish him the best in the future. There's no doubt about that. Boots Ennis has a future at 147. Boots Ennis will be a champion at 147. I have no doubt about that. Now, of course, everybody's wondering. They will clash sooner or later. Now, will they clash at 154? There's a possibility. It depends how fast Boots Ennis moves, which I doubt if his team and his handlers will move him fast enough to face Earl Spence at another weight class or a catch weight. I don't think that will happen. Now, as far as Terrence Crawford is concerned, I don't think that will happen also. Terrence Crawford is looking for the big fight. Right now, he has a 2-fight deal with none other than PBC. And that 2-fight deal will consist of none other than Keith Thurman and also Earl the True Spence Jr. Those are the 2-fight deal with PBC that he has. Now, as far as moving up in weight, now, I have heard rumors about that, but nothing concrete. Now, you hearing this from Earl the True Spence Jr., who came out today and said that he is looking to move up. No doubt about that. As I mentioned on many occasions, Earl Spence has 2 fights left at the welterweight glamour division. And that is none other than Yordenis Ugas and also Terrence Bud Crawford. Those are only 2 fights he have left at the welterweight division. Win or lose or draw. Those are the last 2 fights at the welterweight division. He is moving up the weight. He cannot sustain that weight no longer. Now, the question is, from many of my pundits, or many of other fellow pundits, can Earl Spence's power pretty much carry him up to 154? Will he be as dominant at 154 as he was at 147? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Now, why would you say that, KQ? How do you know that? Well, let me explain myself to my fellow subscribers. See, Earl Spence is fighting at 147. His walking around weight is tremendously higher than that, but his punching power, no matter if he goes up or down, it always stays at that level. And that level, and I mean that punching level. He's able to maneuver his body and punch and legs, all that works together, no matter what weight he's fighting at. Earl Spence has always blew up in weight after a fight or between fights. Now, of course, he did put his self-discipline in the picture and say he's not going to blow up that much between fights anymore, and he kept his word. We all know Earl Spence always do what he says he's going to do. We all know that. So, Therefore, I believe if Earl Spence can punch and fight at 154 or a higher weight, his power will transcend up there. And reason why I'm saying is because he said that. He said that. His power is just as strong at 154 or a higher weight than 147. Now, we all know the way he punches, the way he spars. And I'm not talking about he don't spar with 147 pounders. He spars with what? 154 pounders. Sometimes he spars with heavyweights. Why? Because none other than former trainer of the year, Derrick James, said, and I quote and unquote, that a welterweight cannot take those punches. Let me say that again. A lot of welterweights, and yes, a lot of super welterweights cannot take those punches. Some sparring partners had left training camp after one sparring session. So there you go. There go your answer. I am your boy, KQKC Boxing Network. This has been another edition of Boxing Updates. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon. That way you'll be notified each and every time I do a video. And keep in mind, I come on Monday through Friday, 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And also, I come on Saturday mornings at 10:30 a.m. That's a call-in show unless we have a fight on at that time. Now, keep in mind, we have the Fondura. We have the Harrison Lubin fight. We have a fight on ESPN. Oh, baby, it's lit on PBC, it's lit on ESPN, and it's damn sure lit on The Zone. So, watch boxing this weekend, baby. Nothing but boxing. I am the singing OG KQKC. Shout out to the almighty LDBC. And shout out to Black Media's Row. Shout out to New Media's Row. And definitely, last but not least, shout out to all my subscribers. Keep your head on a swivel, baby. And with that, I am out of here. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.